Hi, I'm Grandma Rose from Grandma Rose's Open Pantry. So I'm in Texas visiting Corey and Joa with Mom and Dad, and I wanted to learn how to make her little cheese bite biscuits or sausage biscuit. It's something I've seen her do on video, and I don't have the passion for cooking that Corey and Mom do. So if I can do this, anybody can do this. So what I'm gonna do is just follow the recipe and make them, and we'll see how they turn out. May not be like Mom's, but I still think they'll be good. So the first thing we did was softened the cream cheese in the microwave. You just have that little soften button, so just get it soft where it's just, you're able to stir it up. So we got 4 ounces of cream cheese that we've already softened and put in here. We pre-cooked the sausage. If you don't want to pre-cook it like 30 minutes in advance, and you can just pre-cook it, put it on a paper towel in a bowl and stick it in the freezer and just get it cool. You want it to be cool so it doesn't warm up the cream cheese and make it all mushy. I think that's a technical cooking term. So I've already got the cream cheese in. I have all my ingredients ready. What we're going to use today is the sausage, because I like sausage and cheese on my little biscuit bites. We have cream cheese, baking powder, organic coconut flour, almond flour, eggs, and cheese. I think that's it. Is that it, Mom?
That's it.
Yeah, I think that's it. So first thing I'm going to do is going to mix up the cream cheese just a little bit. I'm just going to follow the recipe without any input from Mom. So,
but let me say one thing.
What?
You need a whisk because it's going to take a whisk to whisk your eggs and your cream cheese together until they're smooth.
All right. I have a question. I have 4 eggs here.
No, you're only going to use 2.
I'm only going to use 2. It's already started, guys. I'm just not the... I love to eat Mom's cooking, and I enjoy cooking. I just don't have the same passion for it. So I like to do things the quick and easy way. And so I told her, I said, I want to do this on camera so that if I can do it, anybody can do it. I know that's true. And a tip that Mom told me, she didn't tell me growing up. I'm learning all these things as she started this cooking channel. I'm like, Mom, why didn't you ever tell me? Why didn't you tell me that? So you want your eggs to be room temperature when you're mixing anytime you're baking. So all you do is get a little bit of warm water, drop the eggs in it about 30 minutes before, 20 minutes before, get them up to room temperature before you start baking or cooking anything, really. All right, so I'm not quite sure what the consistency on this is going to be. This looks a little bit lumpy to me.
Keep whisking.
Okay, so do I whisk it until it's smooth?
Until it's smooth, yes.
Okay, I'm going to whisk until
it takes
smooth.
a little bit.
All right.
Turn your bowl this, yeah. Yeah.
Listen, I'm not the professional like you are, so work with me here.
I'm just showing them what smooth is. Just keep whipping. It takes just a little bit, but...
Now, of course, because all Mom's recipes are gluten-free and no added sugar. This is great for anyone who can't have gluten, anyone who is on any type of eating healthy plan. This is a great recipe. All right, is this smooth?
It's smooth enough.
Okay,
yeah,
so
let me
this is
show
smooth.
it to them. Let me show it to them.
All right, smooth.
See how smooth that is? There, if it's not, your eggs aren't warm enough, you get little clumps of cream cheese. But that's
right.
smooth.
To me, this it's a little bit thinner than pancake batter when you first start mixing it. I know the pancake batter kind of gets a little bit, when it settles and starts to rise, it gets a little bit thicker. But when you first start making your pancake batter, if you do it, or pancakes from a mix, it's usually thin like this. So it's about the same consistency and looks about the same.
Yeah.
All right, so the next thing I see on the recipe card is a 1/2 cup of almond flour. So I have 2 types of flour here, almond flour and coconut flour. So I asked Mom, I'm like, why? Why do I need coconut flour? Because there's very little of it. It's only a tablespoon. So what she told me, another tip I did not know growing up, was if I make it with almond flour, it's not going to bind the same. The little patties are going to spread out more. The coconut flour absorbs a lot of the liquid, and so it allows me to make smaller bites. It kind of holds it together whenever it's baking in the oven as it's warming up. So just a little tip you might want to know. All right, so this is a 1/2 cup size, so I'm just going to do a 1/2 cup. And Mom always taught me just run my finger across the top. So, and I'm just going to add it in, and then I've got my tablespoon. Make sure I'm terrible at measurements. A tablespoon and a half, a teaspoon and a half? No, wait. A tablespoon of coconut flour. Okay. All right. One reason I usually avoid, to me this is baking if it goes in the oven almost, unless it's a casserole, it's baking. I am not precise. I'm not good with details. So I have to read the recipe 4 or 5 times before I actually start taking action. 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. So I think this one, yep, this is my teaspoon. So I'm gonna do 1, 1.5, here we go. And I'm so thankful, Corey and Joe, I have these cute little measuring spoons.
I know, I
Really
love
handy
them.
now. I know, they're colorful, they're pretty. Just makes this whole process more fun. All right, so it looks like I've got my cream cheese, my eggs, almond flour, baking powder, and coconut flour. All right, I'm gonna mix all this together before I put my sausage in. So, all right, as far as consistency on this, Mom, what does it need to be?
Okay. Just what it's gonna be when you get it.
All right,
stirred
so I
up.
don't have to whisk it too much. Now,
No,
question,
no.
when you whisk or when you mix cake batter too long, it can make it tough.
That's
Does
not,
that
that's
not
not
the
the
case on
case,
this?
but you only mix it until you get your flours incorporated. That's it.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So now I'm gonna add in all this sausage.
That's
This is one package of
it's 16.
hot.
Yeah, it's a 16-ounce tube, but I cut it in half, so it's 8 ounces of sausage.
Okay, so this is 8 ounces of sausage.
Yes.
We get the hot, and when you mix it in and after you bake it, it's really not too spicy. I'm not a huge fan of spice, so I would feed this to my granddaughter. I mean, it's really not spicy at all once you get it
Use your spoon,
mixed in.
so
Why?
because your whisk is gonna get that sausage all up in it. It's just easier.
Ah,
Yeah.
Okay, see?
Just
The woman who has a passion for cooking, the woman who just wants to get it done quickly. Huge difference. Okay, so I'm just gonna mix this around the way I would normally do it. So I stir in my sausage, and then, let's see, and then 3/4 of a cup of cheese. Any kind of cheese, we love cheddar cheese, so and we also love the Mexican cheese. What's pepper jack? Mom always says when she wants to kick it up a notch, she uses pepper jack cheese. What kind is this, Corey?
Monterey Jack,
Ah, this is Monterey Jack. See?
Monterey cheese, and
Yeah.
All right.
Jack cheese.
So I'm just gonna mix that in.
whatever they have in there.
Whatever's in the refrigerator. That's the way I cook.
Yeah.
I open the pantry, and whatever's there, that's what ends up on the table for dinner. All right, so I've got this mixed in. Now, another trick I learned today, since I'm doing this with Mom, is this needs to go back in the refrigerator. So it needs to sit in the refrigerator for about 45 minutes. And the reason is that cream cheese needs to get cold again so that it binds all the ingredients and it's cool when you put it in the oven. If you don't put it back in the refrigerator and let it cool, then you're going to end up with not so pretty a little sausage bite. You're going to end up with more like a pancake, maybe, or flat cookie.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're going to stick this in the refrigerator for about 45 minutes, and we'll be back whenever we're taking it out, putting them in the oven. Maybe wait till we pull them out of the oven just to see how they are. But all right, we'll be back. We are back. I've gotten the mix out of the refrigerator. It's nice and cool. And so now all I'm going to do is treat this. I don't know if you've ever heard of a drop biscuit in the South. We make little drop biscuit. You just get a little spoonful. You just drop it right on the pan, similar to what you would cookies that you were going to make. So I'm just going to spread these out a little bit. I think I can get about 3 on each row, and mine are not all going to be the same size. They're just not. I'm not like Mom. I'm not very precise. I just pick it up, drop it out, and hope for the best. If anyone needs adjusting, any one of them needs adjusting, I'll do it. I'll do it after I get it on the pan. I think these look pretty good. Some are a little bit bigger than others. Looks like my spoonfuls are getting a little bit bigger as I go, but there we go. So, I know. I'm
Some
getting
people
hungry.
may want a bigger one.
I know, I'm getting hungry. So, I'm just going to finish these out. We've got the oven preheated at 350. I'll slide these in the oven, and then we'll show you how they turn out. I just took my little sausage cheese biscuits out of the oven. So I'm going to put them on a plate, make them pretty. See if I can get them up here. Here we go. They look delicious. Now these are thicker. They're chubby sausage cheese biscuits, I guess. Mom's are a little bit more flat. I don't know what the difference is. Do you, Mom?
The almond flour.
Oh, what kind of flour did you use on yours?
I mean, it was the coconut flour. I used all almond.
Oh, so the coconut flour is what has made them a little bit more
Yes. Yep.
puffy. A little bit more puffy.
Yeah.
Fluffy. There we go. Fluffy. All right, this pan's
Here,
sticking.
I'll try it for you.
Yep. And one thing I forgot to mention.
Ooh, well,
Is
Is
it
it
good,
good?
Corey?
Is it as good as the ones Grandma made?
yeah. It's the same flavor. It's just
Yeah.
a little bit different
It's a
texture.
little bit more dense.
If you like quiche, this is kind of more like a biscuit quiche. So it's delicious.
Oh, put some of that sugar-free blackberry jelly on preserve.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Delicious.
So I
Very
think in
good.
the future I want. I really like the little bite size. I like mine a little bit flat so that they're crispy. So I may not use the coconut flour when I'm doing the sausage, egg and cheese, but I will when I use the same bread recipe for my hamburger buns.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to make homemade hamburgers or a sandwich, this is the bread recipe I'm going to use, and so I will want that to be a little bit more fluffy. But I think next time, I haven't tasted it yet, but let me taste. I'll tell you.
Yeah, it's not hot.
Oh my gosh, that's so good.
Is that good?
I'm telling you.
Okay. I may have just told a fib. That's delicious.
This is more like a sausage ball.
I'm telling you. Grandma, you
Yeah.
gotta try it. Here,
It
I'll
really
hold
is.
I'll hold the
These
video.
are-
You try it.
These are delicious.
I got it.
Now, one thing that I failed to mention in the previous video, because my mom failed to mention it to me,
They're hot, but
yeah, you need to grease the pan really well because they will stick. And you can see I'm having a little bit of difficulty in this older pan getting these up. I don't think I put enough oil on it.
Well, that's the old pan, yeah.
Yeah, and it's an older pan. But anyway,
Y'all,
they are delicious. That's amazing.
these are better than mine.
You heard it. You heard it.
These,
So,
these are better than mine.
Granddaddy, you want to come try 'em?
all right.
Wow.
Hurry up. We ain't got all day.
Look at the bottom, Corey.
Yeah, they're perfect.
Look how brown.
We cooked them for how long?
Take that one. 20 minutes.
20 minutes on 350.
Yep.
So
20
that's the
minutes
key.
is always perfect. 20 minutes
How
on
is it?
350.
Delicious.
That
Delicious.
is so good.
As good as mom's?
Yes.
Yeah.
Better than mom's?
Same recipe, same.
It's the same
Same
flavor.
recipe.
Different texture, the same
okay.
flavor.
Different consistency. All right,
Yeah.
Just
This
remember,
is-
you can make it with different meats.
so, yes.
Make your own thing. Anything you can think of that you want to put in there, any kind of meat, this works.
Yep. All right, so this is Jill, Grandma Rose, and Granddaddy.
Roy.
So this is Grandma's Open Pantry. I'll see you in Boston in a couple of weeks.